last game, Brad, Monday Night Football. We have Cleveland, according to Bovada, plus 3.5 at San Francisco. San Francisco coming off the bye week.
Dude, I will be honest. I never saw Cleveland playing so well. I never saw it coming. I thought it's like they finally got on board with run first.
Yeah.
But not to discount Baker Mayfield, man. Every time I looked up, he was buying himself time and delivering a strike. Was he not?
He was.
So, do I think they're the 92 Cowboys? No, but you'd have to think they have enough talent on this team to play well some weeks. And they played well last week, and they played really sound football.
They came out and punched Baltimore in the face.
I got to eat it. And I don't know if that can continue 2 weeks in a row. I'm going to go San Francisco.
You are?
Yeah, I am. Mm-hmm.
That was like the twist to end all twists there, that pick. I thought for sure you were going Cleveland.
I know. But I had to give them props. So the point is, I'm not dumping on them, and I'm not saying they were fantastic last week, and that may be one of the most impressive wins of the year when it's all said and done. But to twist it, San Francisco.
Yeah, I hear you, and I've been seeing this all season. You heard me kind of saying this, and you, Brad. I think this is the first time that you really watched a lot of Nick Chubb play, and that run, his touchdown run. Both of us were just like, holy crap. Because the guy's big.
The safeties. I mean, he just left them all in the dust. The guys actually gave up.
Yeah, I know. And it wasn't that the safeties the safeties were crashing up and they got juked, and then so Chubb had like a 10-yard start. The safeties were running after him, and Chubb was just taking him back. I've been saying this ever since I saw him last year. It was madness because when Hugh Jackson was coaching this team, I would watch these games, as I do. I watch every game, and I would see Chubb get in there, and he was a third-string quarterback or running back at the time behind Carlos Hyde and Duke Johnson. And he would come in and he would get 5 touches a game, and he would take 2 of them for 50-yard touchdowns. So he'd have stat lines of 6 touches, 100 yards, and 2 touchdowns. It's like, why aren't they putting this guy in the game more? Well, they finally got rid of that old coaching staff, and Freddie Kitchens last year was leaning on Chubb to end the year, and the dude was a monster. And then all of the hype that comes in, this is something we talked about, Brad, coming into the season. All that hype gets started, and it's it starts off like they're trying to be the freaking 90 to 93 Bills, throwing the ball, run and gun and stuff. It's like, bro, don't forget the best offensive weapon on this team. It's not OBJ. In my opinion, other people argue, that's fine. It's not OBJ. It's not Landry. It's not Mayfield. It's freaking Chubb. You have Nick Chubb. You have a guy who I've been saying, and I don't think anybody who watched that play, Brad, that we were just talking about, can argue with me against this point. I say he's a top 5, if not the top running back in this league in terms of pure talent. And I say maybe Saquon Barkley's in there. I don't know.
Sure.
But I would give it to Chubb because he can run between the tackles, and that's not Barkley's game. Barkley is he's got a great game, don't get me wrong, but if I was drafting one running back in a fantasy, not a fantasy draft, but if I was a GM and I was like, hey, you got the first pick of running backs, pick a running back, it would be Chubb, man. It really honestly would be. You could put him on any team. It may be Ezekiel Elliott, but Elliott's kind of a weird guy, so I'll take Chubb just based on personality. But those two, I mean, it's just incredible, the talent, and I just don't understand why they go away from Chubb. I think if they ran Chubb on the goal line against the Rams, they could have stolen that game against L.A., but they went to Baker Mayfield on first and goal from the 5 4 straight times with 3 timeouts and 40 seconds and a minute. They could have run at least once with Chubb. Come on. I don't have any faith in Kitchens, man. If they show me for the 3rd game in a row, because they did run a lot against the Rams, if they show me that they're willing to give Chubb more than 20 carries, I'm going to turn around hard on this team because they have the talent and they need Chubb. They need that threat of him running to open more things up for Mayfield so he can slide in the pocket and do what he does. And I don't have faith in Kitchens, so that's why I'm going to take the 49ers. I do think that the 49ers, to give them some love here, they're coming off a bye week. They're 3-0. I don't love where their offense is at, but they run the ball, and they have a nasty defensive line, okay? Cleveland has a nice defensive line, and they decide to run the ball sometimes. So I'm going to go with San Francisco there. They're at home. I like the Browns if they run the ball. My only reason I'm not picking them is because I don't have faith in Freddie Kitchens. Fantasy-wise, I don't even love Chubb, but I think he's a weekly start in fantasy leagues. I don't love him this week. Again, it's the Kitchens factor. I actually think Landry outscores Odell Beckham this week. I like Seals-Jones. Keep your eye out for him. Now that, what's-his-face, Njoku's on the IR, Seals-Jones, they snapped him up. And he got in the end zone last week. He's somebody you want to pay attention to in fantasy circles. I do think that Garoppolo outscores Mayfield. I do think that if Tevin Coleman plays, he outscores Chubb. I do think that Deebo Samuel and Marquise Goodwin do well, and I like George Kittle every week. I just think San Francisco is going to win this game. I think they're going to control the line of scrimmage defensively and offensively, and I think that Garoppolo at this point, I would take him over Baker Mayfield just as a pure quarterback. So there you have it. There's a week of picks, Brad.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me see. I'm just going to review because we actually disagreed. You love some games that I disagreed with and vice versa. And that's how this thing goes. But I'm trying to find the ones we agreed on here. We agreed on Baltimore minus 3.5 at Pittsburgh. We agreed on Buffalo plus 3 at Tennessee.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
We agreed on Oakland plus 4.5 at home against Chicago. We're taking those points on the home team.
Yeah.
We're taking Jacksonville plus 3.5 on the road against Carolina. Then we don't agree again. We agree on Philadelphia with the caveat that Sam Darnold doesn't play. If Sam Darnold plays, I'm on the Jets, and you're on the Eagles either way. If Luke Falk plays, I'm on the Eagles there. What else do we got? We're both on the Chargers against minus 6.5 against Denver. We're both on the Green Bay Packers to upset the Dallas Cowboys. They're getting 3.5 points. I'm with you on Kansas City if either Mac or T.Y. Hilton is out. And then we're both on the San Francisco 49ers. So we actually did have a lot of agreement at the end of the day there. What an episode, Brad. What an episode.
Yes, sir.
I can't wait to take a nap. I'm still hurting from this weekend.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit slow. You know, I haven't been enthused about the things I've had to do to this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, who would have thought that drinking all night Saturday and eating like crap on Sunday would cause that?
Yeah, I know.
And lack of sleep. But, yeah, I'm looking forward. I got to be up at 5 tomorrow. I have to get up and network. Yeah.
You need to go to bed early tonight.
You know, it's a rough life. What can I say?
Yeah, I know.
You know, it's really difficult to be a tall white male in America.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
right?
That's a rough one.
With all your hair in your 30s.
With all my hair.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, I got to get up early tomorrow.
Yeah.
Everyone feels sorry for me.
Yeah, and overlooking your condo in Miami that overlooks all the mansions and the city skyline. That is like the most beautiful view I've seen. If it weren't for the humidity, I would be chasing that in retirement. But I can't deal with the humidity in Miami.
You want to know something, dude? I think I'm a little older because I finally got used to the humidity.
I believe it.
It doesn't bother me.
I got to Florida and that warm, wet air. Like I didn't have any asthma or breathing problems. As soon as I got back to Chicago from that flight, my lungs started burning immediately. I was like, I told my wife, I was like, geez, we might have to get a place in Florida.
Yeah.
So
I'm actually bothered when I go to a place without humidity. My skin freaks out. Mm-hmm. It's like instantaneous. It's really wild. But yeah, no wonder old people move to Florida. I mean,
I know. Go figure.
Yeah.
Go figure. All right, man. I think we can call that an episode. Thanks for the time, everybody. Pay attention, especially on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/theunderdog. Brad and I will also be coming back later in the week for the Pick 6 podcast, which also simulcasts on YouTube, where we pick our 6 favorite games. I named the games off that we agreed on, so we'll be choosing between those. And I'll see if I can convince Brad that picking Washington I would bet Washington if they were getting 45 points, but not if they're only getting 16. So
yeah, okay, all right, I feel you. You know what? You've been right about New England so far. Remember when I tried to take Miami? Why do I keep trying to go against Belichick? What's my problem, dude? I don't like big lines. I know,
and that's a betting principle that is true, tried and true. You know, the home team's getting 16 points there. You know,
I'll never feel comfortable going against that. You know what I mean? Or going with that, whichever way you want to put it. It just never sits right. So that's the only place I'm coming from.
Yep, I hear you. All right, man. So, hey, everybody out there, go out, make some bets, check in with us with the Pick 6, and get paid.